finance, in all the studies that I saw back in 2022, 2020, at the top of the list, one of the most impacted industry with the evolving situation.
Right. When God gives you an opportunity, it's ungrateful to not make the best of it. Right? So it's almost going against what you stand for as a person or as a people if you don't take everything that comes to you and make something out of it. I would say being a female leader in most industries is hard. If you also want to club it with further education, having a family, taking care of kids, it's hard, right? So it's not just in finance, but across the board. I think Indra Nui put it very nicely. Women's biological clock and the career clock is an absolute conflict with each other. Where usually you are climbing the ladder or going for your next opportunities or traveling or pulling in those 16-hour days in order to prove yourself, is usually also the time you have a 1-year-old kid or you are, hitting a point where you want to start a family. And it's hard. So that has definitely been a wave that I have been a part of. But I also saw something quite interesting. At some point, the companies decided the outsourcing has gone too far. So I have also been part of some interesting insourcing projects.
Really?
Where they brought in team rather than to a third-party outsourcer, more to the shared service centers fully managed and operated by the companies itself. It was an interesting balance, I would say, to find where to draw the line between what is considered tactical activities and what requires more business acumen and business understanding.
Where we can see the sweet spot between having the right balance between in-market support value creation and outsourcing repetitive task to the third party.
I mean, if I had a simple answer to that, I would be making a lot of money selling that solution, right? So it's nuanced.
That's an opportunity. You see, you're making the best use of every opportunity. I see that.
You have to be familiar with the change curve and the change adoption curve and things along those lines. So I think what finance is dealing with is like every other function whose name comes up on top of the list in terms of the top functions that would be disrupted by the latest technology. There is nervousness, there is obviously thought process around if this is the right career path I should go towards. But it's not exactly new. I have been in the industry for a good part of like 15 to 16 years right now, right? And that same anxiety was there when I joined because of the outsourcing projects. It came again when we started implementing visual and analytics. It came again when we started talking about a second wave of analytics outsourcing rather than just tier 1 activity outsourcing. Of course, now the anxiety is a lot more because they expect AI to be a lot more disruptive than the previous waves that we had to deal with. But that's an anxiety across the board. Change adoption is going to be hard. The only thing which I think I'm trying to hold towards is trying to learn as fast and as quickly as possible. Now with the help of some of these tools, a lot of this work has become so much more easier. I mean, I think I've told you before, Reda, like when I was starting out, when I had to do like a process map, oh my God, it was such a painful process, right? But now with the help of Miro, it's like a few clicks. So instead of me spending or my team spending hours on creating that process map, we can spend more time critiquing it and spend more time making it better. I have also seen a trend, not necessarily in my team, but in finance team, where we are actually hiring people not from a traditional finance background, but engineering background, for instance.